Everything's really jiggling on my desk right now. Hello, welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today is a very pleasant Sunday, Stuff and Things. I hope you have all had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. I know I had a great time. And today we're going to talk about mini stuff and things, including upcoming videos, things that you can look forward to on Stuff and Things, working and Stuff and Things plays. We're going to talk about a big milestone with our subscriber count on Stuff and Things. Thanks to all of you out there. Talk about how there was a bit of a reaction to the video I posted last week in which I revealed my favorite pipe. Some people thought that pipe didn't look very good. We're going to get into that a little bit. Talk about a cool gift from a viewer, and then we will have your questions, comments, and feedback in hashtag askstuffandthings. So let's get into it. All right, first things first, upcoming videos. What can you look forward to on Stuff and Things, working, and Stuff and Things plays? Well, there's a lot coming up, and it's really been difficult to try to fit all this stuff in. I'm trying to get all these videos recorded, and I have this huge queue, this huge line of things that I need to get done, but that's a good thing. I'm not going to run out of video ideas for a very long time here. So first of all, this coming Wednesday, and this is a big one and one I've been looking forward to and one I put a lot of effort into, it's going to be the full review of the NYX Handmade Boots Urban Logger, or Urban Loggers. I never know how to refer to boots. If a pair of boots has a name, do I say Urban Logger or do I say Urban Loggers? There are two of them, that's four. There are two of the boots. Anyway, I'm going to be reviewing those boots next Wednesday. You'll see that review on Monday if you are a Patreon supporter on Patreon. It doesn't magically appear on YouTube early for you, but if you're on Patreon and you support me on Patreon, you can see it early. But I have been so insanely flabbergasted by how good those boots were, and so I did a full review that will be posting this Wednesday. The following week, I'm going to have a video about a shocking experience I had with this, GLP's Fillmore, a blend I've had in the past. I reviewed this about 6 years ago on the channel. It was in contention for replacing Elizabethan when Elizabethan had gone off the market temporarily. And I liked it back then. I thought it was really good. I was considering having it be my everyday blend. But I got destroyed by this blend the other day. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to tell you that story. That'll be coming up in 2 weeks. After that, I picked up a fun little piece of vintage retro tech. It's this. This is a Polaroid Sun 660 instant camera. I didn't even realize that Polaroid still existed, and I guess they went out of business and then a kind of Kickstarter company bought them up, and now they are making things under the Polaroid name. They bought the last Polaroid film factory somewhere in Denmark, and they have kept making Polaroid film. This is not one of their cameras, obviously. This is an old vintage Polaroid camera from the early 80s, I believe. But I just felt like I wanted to try to take Polaroids. And so I looked into buying film. The film is very expensive now. I think it was $30 for 16 exposures, or maybe even more. And apparently now the formula has changed because they no longer have access to the chemicals they used to have. Now it takes 15 minutes for a Polaroid picture to develop. But I thought it would be fun to do a video about me trying to use this retro tech, this old Polaroid camera, and this current Polaroid film. So that video will be showing up soon as well. I need to make room on my desk. And then there's a bunch more coming up on Stuff and Things, but we'll do 3 videos ahead. Then on working this Monday, we're going to have an episode, I think I'm going to call it I Hate Tying Steel. It's working episode 16, and it's basically showing you some of the slog involved in tying steel. I'm not in the union as a specialized steel tire. It's just something that we have to do quite a bit of, you know, setting up foundations, doing driveways, all sorts of concrete work. But this is a job that we're doing currently where there is just so much steel rebar required, and I hate it. And so that's what the video is going to be about on working. And then on Tears of the Kingdom every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom series continues. But now, some good news. A major milestone on the Stuff and Things channel. We have hit 50,000 subscribers. Hey! I want to thank you all so much for being subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. For being subscribers to this channel. And it's been amazing. It's taken 9 years for us to get there, but we're up to 50,000. That is a huge milestone, like I mentioned. And now it's on to 100,000. And I think we need to build on this momentum, like the snowball rolling down a hill. It's going to gather more and more people, more and more subscribers, more and more views, and we will spread the gospel that is Stuff and Things to the entire world. And you guys have been such a huge part of that. I thank you so much for watching and subscribing and for interacting and just being such nice people. I posted a short on working the other day, and it was one that got a little bit more traction outside of just the normal kind of Stuff and Things viewership. And it reminded me how nice all of you are, because I started getting comments from people who don't watch my normal content. And people aren't very nice on YouTube, and I forget about that all the time because almost universally your comments are great, but then you see a video that gets a little bit of, it's not viral at all. I think it got like 6,000 views or something, but it got viewership from people who don't typically watch Stuff and Things, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's what the rest of YouTube is like. You guys are amazing. This little community we have is amazing. But let's expand it out. Let's get bigger and bigger, onward and upward. Thank you so much. And now, I want to touch on something that I found interesting. I posted my video last week about how this 1962 Dunhill Shellbriar Billiard is my favorite pipe. Very close. The Costello Shape 55 pot that I have is really high up there too, but it's not quite as versatile as this pipe. But it's a fantastic pipe. It's probably my second favorite. This is my absolute favorite. And I got a lot of comments, people just saying, oh, great pipe, beautiful pipe. But I had comments from people, and they weren't rude or anything, that were just saying, ugh, that pipe doesn't look great. It doesn't look like you've been taking good care of that pipe. And I wanted to address that because I find that interesting. I got one comment in particular, and it is from how would I pronounce this? Rafa Wojtalik 4368. And they say, hi Bradley, your pipe collection looks great, all beautiful models, but I wanted to ask, you don't clean your pipes often, do you? On many of them, you can see burns and charring on the rim of the pipe bowl, strong oxidation on the stem and mouthpiece, thick carbon deposits inside the pipe. Why is that? Don't you want to refurbish them, or is it supposed to be like this? These are really beautiful pipes. I envy your collection, but currently they look quite neglected for the Mercedes among pipes. Either I'm blind or the video is lying, and it's not like that with these pipes at all. No offense, this is not an attack for me. I love your YouTube channels and your content. All the best for you. Greetings from Poland. Well, thank you for that question, Rafa Wojtalik 4368, and I answered Rafa on the YouTube comment as well, but I just wanted to bring this up because several other people mentioned this too. I used to be super anal about taking care of the look of my pipes, the finish, the cosmetic appearance. I would pay a lot of money for them when I was getting them used, and I wanted them to look absolutely fantastic. It took a few years before I started to realize that no matter what I did, if I used them regularly, they would look as though they were used regularly. And as long as they were working well, if I kept them reamed, kept the draft hole nice and open, it didn't really matter that much to me. People mentioned charring on the rim. This rim is not charred. It is darkened, but it's not from actually lighting the pipe. I'm very careful with that. I do it quickly. I don't leave the lighter just sitting there on the pipe boiling or burning the surface. That's just the oils from the blend. It's the actual liquid residue from the blend as you are smoking it coming up and darkening the pipe. You can feel it. It's kind of sticky. I can clean that off eventually if I really try. Every time I finish with my pipe, I do lick my finger, rub the rim. I have a microfiber cloth that I dampen as well and rub the rim. Get some of it off, but it doesn't get everything off. The stem too doesn't really bother me that much. I had a lot of people complaining, or a couple people complaining about the pipe bits. I like the pipe bits. It's the most comfortable for me is to have the pipe bit on there, but they're like, oh, it's gonna keep gunk in there. Yeah, it kind of does. But I replace those every once in a while. And every once in a while too with my pipes, I will give them sort of a spa treatment. Once I think they're looking especially bedraggled, I will do the whole 9 yards, really clean up the stem. I keep them reamed all the time anyway, because that's just necessary for mechanics. But, you know, I might go through, check the bowls, ream them out if I need to, try to clean the rims off, give them a nice polishing, a cleaning and a polishing. But day to day, it's kind of like a tool. I have a hammer. My hammer does not look new. My hammer looks like it has been used extensively, because it has been used extensively. And obviously I don't want my pipes to become damaged and unusable. I want to take care of them, especially when they're such amazing pipes like this. But as far as just cosmetic things, not as worried about that as I used to be. I use my pipes a lot, I love them a lot, and they look like it. Speaking of amazing viewers and just amazing people, all of you out there just being such loyal viewers of Stuff and Things, and we had that amazing package from Glenn the other day who gave me this that almost killed me. We also got another package, and this was a weird one because I didn't understand that it was from a viewer initially. I went to my P.O. box the other day, and there were several packages, and one was from like teapipes.com. It was just a blend that I'll be showing you later. But I had one that was in an Amazon package, but it said it was from Peak Design. And I went, Peak Design, that's a high-end camera bag company. They make not just camera bags, but backpacks and things, but most of them are sort of geared towards photographers. I use their sling or their strap for my cameras, a Peak Design strap. And I opened the box, and there were two really cool bags in there. These are their everyday slings. This one is a 3-liter, so this is something you can wear over your shoulder. This one is a 6-liter, and they're really fantastic. They're really great for holding a camera, maybe 1 or 2 lenses. Really durable, really protective of your camera gear. And I thought, did Peak Design send me these to review? If so, why wouldn't they have said anything to me? Why wouldn't they have sent me a note or something? I'm not gonna get into all the features of these bags. They're fantastic. I'm sure I'm gonna do a review on these eventually. But I was really shocked, didn't really know what was going on. And so I started looking through my spam emails and stuff, just trying to see, did Peak Design send these to me? And if so, why? And I thought, well, I did do a review of a Domke, I don't know exactly how you're supposed to pronounce that, Domke camera bag. It's a really cool kind of old style camera bag, the one I use all the time. I thought, well, maybe they saw that and they decided to send these to me. But then finally, when I was tearing down the box, I found hidden under one of the flaps in the box, there were these little notes. Some of these are just receipts. Let's see, where's the actual note? Here we go, let me read it to you. Hey Bradley, I hope you can enjoy these bags as a small token of my appreciation for your channel and your weekly Sunday Stuff and Things videos. I've been a 6+ year watcher and it was about time I gave back. I don't have a Google or Twitter, so I have no way to give you a heads up about these gifts, so hopefully they make it to you eventually. Thanks again for all you do, from Will Chong. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Will Chong. That means a lot. They're going to be super useful. I will definitely be using these bags a lot. But then I started thinking, how did he know that I would like these? What's going on? How did he get this information? And it wasn't until just like 10 minutes before I started recording this episode that I realized, oh, I had put on, I think it was something in the description box of my videos. I had put like future gear goals, and I had some stuff that I was looking at trying to get eventually for the channel for content creation. But I'd forgotten about that completely, and it's a wish list I have on my Amazon that I forgot was public. And so I just put things in that like, oh, that might be something I need to make YouTube videos in the future. And some of the stuff is just pie in the sky, crazy things that I know I'll never be able to afford. But it's like, yeah, let me put these things in, products that I might need or that might be useful for me in making videos. And I had totally forgotten that that was linked in my description. And so that's how I'm assuming Will Chong found these bags. So I was completely nonplussed initially. I had no idea how I had gotten these, who had sent them, or why they had sent them. And then once I knew that Will had sent them, I couldn't understand how he could figure out what I would like. It was very, very weird and very cool, and I'm very appreciative, Will. Thank you so much. All right, gang, but now it is time for hashtag Ask Stuff and Things. Remember, if you have a question for me and you would like it answered on the Sunday Stuff and Things, tweet at SATBradley with the hashtag AskStuffandThings. You can also write to me via Patreon and go right to the front of the line. You can hit that super thanks button under this video and go right to the front of the line, or you can leave questions, comments, and feedback on my YouTube videos. First, we have a question via YouTube. This is from @LesBrady. Hey, Les. Hey Bradley, have you finished The Crossing yet by Cormac McCarthy? Maybe you're done with all 3 in the Border trilogy by now, but this one I found required effort just because of the foreboding I'm always feeling while reading it. Cheers. Yes, I have finished The Crossing. I finished it quite a while ago actually, and I kind of forgot about doing a video on it. There have just been so many other things that I figured I needed to do videos on. I will try to do a video on that soon. I started reading Cities of the Plain, and then I kind of stopped halfway. I do intend to finish it, but there's something about this Border trilogy by Cormac McCarthy that really depresses me. And it's not in a bad way, but it's just like an arrow straight to man heart or something. Like, I don't understand exactly what he's doing, but I just feel like I feel anxious and depressed the entire time I'm reading these books. In a good way, though. I definitely appreciate them. I thought The Crossing was amazing, but yeah, we'll try to talk about those soon. Next, we have some feedback from last week's Sunday Stuff and Things. First off, we have something from @Logan Wigglesworth, 1160. Please do a review on the 50th anniversary. Yes, there were a lot of cool pipe blends that Glenn sent us, and I'm sure I will be doing videos on most of them. @ToddDale7041 says, never est a vulcanite stem, always used acrylic. There's a big debate amongst some people on the internet about what stem material is best for a pipe. I have pipes with both materials. Doesn't really matter to me all that much because I use a pipe bit, which some people sneer at, I know, but I don't mind either way. Acrylic is actually kind of nice because you don't have to worry about the oxidation from the vulcanite. But anyway. @ColinKelly279 says, Fusilier's Ration is one of my all-time favorites for sure. Absolutely love it. Always enjoy the kindness of the Piper world. Enjoy all of that. Yeah, I have had so many people ask me to review that blend, so I'm sure I'll be getting to that eventually. @JohnRobinson8549 says, I envy the tin of Dunhill Baby's Bottom 1938. It was one of my favorites for a short time, and I was disappointed when Peterson didn't pick it up when they started producing the old Dunhill blends. Enjoy. Yeah, there are quite a few that they didn't end up picking up. Maybe sometime in the future. Who knows? Mr. Pipestash2423 has given me a pronunciation guide. It says Vieux Carré. And I'm assuming that was for Vieux Carré. Yeah, so Vieux, he says V-Y-U-R sort of phonetically. Vieux Carré. My French is horrible, but that was one of the blends we got in the package. So I appreciate your attempts at helping me pronounce that. Tom Brown, 1898 says, Bradley, my bet on your favorite pipe would also be the Costello pot. You seem to pull it out more frequently than any of the others, although one of the old Dunhills is also a likely candidate. I see that another loyal fan gave you the phonetic spelling of Vieux Carré, so I'll just add that Louisiana aside, it is not a vapor, but a light English blend topped with an Islay Scotch. You sometimes mention the Band-Aid smell, which comes from phenols. Islay whiskeys are full of phenols. Good show today. Interesting. I will be sure to check that out. And then we had a lot of comments on the video about my favorite pipe. Many of them just talking about how they have similar aged Dunhills, which is cool. I didn't realize there were so many out in the wild. Then we have one here from @Church Ether. I had a strong feeling it would be the 1962 Dunhill Shellbriar Billiard. Amazing how it is colored. And then we have at the Woodcraft 1449 says, I thought it would be the 64 Bruyere. I have a birth year 63 Shellbriar long billiard that is a very poor esser. At least I didn't pay too dearly for it. Yeah, the 64 is up there too. All my 60s Dunhills, it's amazing that I can say all my 60s Dunhills. I guess I have two 60s Dunhills, but they're both amazing. We have at TX Crafts 1, there is just something special about vintage and antique pipes. Not sure if it's because they're broken in or the briar was different back then. Old pipes tend to S better. I have some vintage Dunhills from the 70s, early Greybows from the 30s, that's cool. And if I really want an interesting S, I have my 19th century Rop Cherrywoods. Show your pipe love. Yeah, really cool. Amazing to have something in your hand that's over 100 years old. Very cool that you're actually using. Gang, thank you so much for all that feedback. Please keep it coming in, but now it is time for the very best part of the show, and that is where we thank our Patreon supporters. Remember, if you would like to support the channels on Patreon, there is a link in the description box below, and it is much appreciated. It helps pay for the fancy camera that is filming this video, the lights that are shining upon me, blends and other products for review. It just really helps make the show go. We are on a drive to get $105 Patreon supporters. And every week, we like to shout out those who support the channels at $25 or more a month. People like Glenn Dunnington, our good friend, Jason Buckner, MDoftheNorth, David Gaudreau, Ryan McFadin, Arcturus, Ashes of the Phoenix, and Jonathon Proctor. And of course, the Maniacs, the crazy people who support the channels at $100 a month, people like Bob Magee. And of course, we'll never forget our dearly departed friend and Hall of Fame member, Peter Straub. Gang, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for all the good stuff coming up, especially this coming week, the full review of the NYX Handmade Boots, Urban Loggers Boots. Those things are amazing. How Fillmore almost killed me. My Polaroid Sun 660 autofocus vintage camera. Good stuff coming up on Working this Monday, a brand new episode, and then every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Stuff and Things Plays, the Tears of the Kingdom series. But until next time, until we meet again, I've been your good friend Bradley. You've been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things with the very pleasant Sunday Stuff and Things. I'll see you later.